welcome to the channel. I'm back with another video, man. And today I want to talk about this comment that I received a couple days ago on one of my most recent videos. I think the thumbnail stated something like adjusting to new changes. If you guys been following the channel, you know I've had some changes on my route and I've made a couple videos talking about those changes. But in this one specifically, I actually was, running my route, recorded me, making deliveries at a couple stops. And this particular person watched the video and dropped a comment. And I want to share this comment with you guys real quick because I want to touch on this. All right. So let's go ahead and dive into it. All right. The viewer said, "Great information, Anthony. I do have a question. I'm 60 years old, ready to retire in the next 6 months, and thinking and getting my CDL, and wondering if this would be a good job for a 60-year-old guy like me. I've always wanted to do trucking and wanted to give Sysco a try before going over the road." All right. All right. So, first and foremost, let me just say, shout out to you. I appreciate you for not only watching the video, but also dropping this comment. Really appreciate your support. Thank you. All right. Let me just get that out the way. Now, to get to your question, do I think Sysco is a good job for you at 60 years old? The answer to that question is no. It's not a good job for you at 60 years old. And let me explain why. The video you commented on was me making deliveries to customers and things of that nature. So I'm assuming that you want to be a delivery driver for Sysco. That's just my assumption based on the video you commented on. So that's the perspective I'm coming from. If I'm wrong about that and you watch this video, let me know in the comments. But as it relates to a delivery driver for Sysco, I say no. In fact, I say absolutely not. It's not a good job for someone 60 years old to start, right? Listen, food service is a very, very physically demanding job. While there are a lot of food service drivers your age and even older that are in food service, the difference between them and someone like yourself is that the guys that are your age and older, they didn't come in at 60 years old. They've just been doing it for a very long period of time. That's the big difference, right? Somebody coming in at 60, I think that's going to be a tall feat to be able to really have success, any kind of success in the food service industry at that age, right? And then you mentioned Sysco. All the food service companies out there, you mentioned Sysco. Shout out to all the food service drivers that work for Sysco. I have a lot of you guys that support the channel. Salute. This is no knock on Sysco, but based on my 5 years of experience in the food service industry and just being able to, talk to a lot of different drivers out there working for different companies. When I talk to Sysco drivers and when I see, the Sysco trailers and how they're loaded and the volume, and, when some of these drivers tell me how many stops they have, etc., Sysco is a different animal, man. Those guys are a different breed over there that work for Sysco. And I don't want to say it's not a good company to start at, because one thing I will say about Sysco, they do hire new CDL graduates. So, sometimes you may have to start with a company like Cisco to get in the door, you know, and to get your experience up and things of that nature. So I don't want to say it's not a good starter company, but I will say if you start with Cisco and you stay there for any amount of time, a decent amount of time, 6 months minimum to a year, you can work for any food service company out there. All right, that's just my personal opinion. If you work for Cisco for minimum 6 months, you can work for any food service company, because I just feel like Cisco is just, it's a different animal, man. I know what I've seen, and I see what some of these guys that work for Cisco go through. You know what I mean? And so for you to be 60 years old to even consider a company like Cisco to start out with, yeah, I just wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend it. Again, this is no knock on Cisco. I'm just keeping it 100 with you. But you know, this is not really just about Cisco, because I feel like this applies to any food service company out there, not just Cisco. For anybody that's wanting to get into food service at 60 years old, excuse me, at 60 years old, I said 6 years old. Anybody wanting to get into food service at 60 years old, I just wouldn't recommend it, man. I think there are far more um, less stressful jobs, less intense, less physically demanding jobs that you could do. You mentioned, going to OTR. Uh, you probably would want to go that route as opposed to Cisco. Now, if you want to work for Cisco and do shuttle driving where you're not touching freight, then that's another conversation, right? That's not a physically demanding job. You just dropping and hooking trailers. Well, then again, let me take that back, because we are talking about Cisco. So even with a shuttle driver position, you could potentially be delivering cases as well, because one thing that Cisco specifically states in their job posting when it comes to a shuttle driver position, it clearly says you could be basically called upon to run routes if needed, right? And I'm paraphrasing because I can't remember exactly word for word verbatim what it says, but that's pretty much what it says, right? On an as needed basis, you could potentially run routes even though you're applying for a shuttle driver position. So I don't even know if I would consider being a shuttle driver for Cisco if that's the case, right? You may want to look at line haul for like a LTL company. That's what you may want to consider if you want to pull doubles. Just go ahead and go with an LTL company or a food service company that's gonna keep you on a shuttle driver position and not try to, cross train you to run cases, right? If you apply for shuttle driver, then that should be the position that you do at all times. So yeah, man, that would be my answer to that question. And hopefully you can understand where I'm coming from. You also mentioned, you getting ready to retire, but you said you always wanted to get your CDL. So if that's something you always wanted to do, by all means, definitely go for it and do it. But to get into food service at that age, I just wouldn't, recommend it. I think there are, much more easier jobs that you could do at your age that doesn't require a ton of, physical labor. You know what I mean? So kick back, relax, and you should be chilling right now. You shouldn't be wanting to work hard at this point in your life if you looking to retire. You know what I'm saying? It's just my personal opinion. I don't know what kind of shape you're in or anything like that, but you know, retirement, I think you should be wanting to chill and kind of kick back for a little bit. You can still work, right? A lot of people work after retirement, but I wouldn't be working hard by any stretch of the imagination. So that's just my 2 cents. Again, I appreciate the comment. Thank you for watching the videos and supporting the channel. Let me know what you guys think, man. What do you guys think? At 60 years old, do you think it's a good idea to get in food service at that age or not? Let me know in the comments. All right. I'm going to get ready to get out of here, man. Look, I appreciate you guys for rocking with me and supporting the channel. Until the next video, I'll catch you guys later, man. Y'all take care. Peace.